Welcome to C.Tube, where ancient Chinese strategy meets modern life. Through timeless tales of power, wisdom, and intrigue, we decode the art of decision-making, self-awareness, and navigating the complexities of career and life. Let history be your greatest teacher. In today's story, we journey back to the waning years of the Liu Song dynasty, where a celebrated general stood at a crossroads between duty and courage. More than just a tale of tyranny and treachery, this is a story about loyalty, fear, and the haunting cost of staying silent when action was still possible. Let's step into the moment and see what it reveals about the line between honor and responsibility. Part 1. The General Who Refused to Rebel. Shen Qingzi was a renowned general in the Liu Song dynasty, celebrated for his military prowess and unwavering loyalty. When Liu Xie ascended the throne, he quickly earned a reputation for cruelty, executing officials and innocent civilians without reason. Shen Qingzi, deeply disturbed, tried multiple times to advise the young emperor to reform his ways. But Liu Xie grew suspicious and resentful of Shen's persistent remonstrations. Sensing danger, Shen withdrew from court life and shut his doors to the outside world, refusing to engage in politics any longer. One day, a high-ranking court official came to visit him and pleaded, "The emperor has become a tyrant hated by all. You are the only one he still fears, and the people's last hope. If you act now to remove him, all under heaven will rally behind you. But if you remain passive, not only will disaster fall upon you, but history will condemn your inaction." But Shen Qingzi remained firm. "My only duty is to serve the state with loyalty. I've lived a long life and wish to avoid trouble." Not even his nephew, Shen Wenshu, could change his mind. "The emperor is brutal and unpredictable," he argued. "People think we support him. If we don't act, we'll be trapped between loyalty and justice. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. If you let it pass, you'll regret it forever." Tears streamed down Shen Wenshu's face as he pleaded, but Shen Qingzi would not yield. Part 2. Poisoned by the tyrant he tried to save. When Emperor Liu Xie plotted to execute another official, he anticipated that Shen Qingzi would try to intervene. To prevent this, he had the palace bridges sealed off. As expected, Shen tried to rush to court but was blocked at the bridge and forced to return home in frustration. Fearing that Shen might rebel, Liu Xie sent an envoy with poisoned wine. Shen refused to drink it, realizing too late the cost of his restraint. The emissary forcibly poured the poison down his throat. Shen's son, devastated, took his own life. Afterward, the emperor publicly claimed that Shen had died of illness and ordered a grand funeral in his honor, an empty gesture to mask a silent assassination. Thus ended the life of a loyal and principled general, betrayed by the very empire he sought to protect. Part 3. A Garden of Ghosts and an Emperor's Fall. With Shen Qingzi gone, Liu Xie's behavior grew even more erratic. He forced palace maids to strip naked and chase each other around the imperial gardens for his amusement. As his madness deepened, the court plotted his downfall. They informed the emperor that ghosts were haunting the palace. Liu Xie scoffed, "I am the son of heaven, what ghosts dare scare me?" Determined to prove his invincibility, he led a bizarre hunt through the palace gardens, shooting arrows at imaginary spirits, flanked by sorcerers and hundreds of maids. Afterward, he called for music and dancing to celebrate the victory. That night, the conspirators struck. Armed and ready, they stormed the palace and killed Liu Xie, finally ending his brutal reign. Now, let's break it down into the key takeaways you won't want to forget. Shen Qingzi once stood as the pillar of a dynasty, a commander who had repeatedly turned the tide in moments of national crisis. But in his later years, his resolve faded. He chose caution over action, and in doing so, lost not only his life but also the legacy he had spent a lifetime building. Had he heeded the pleas of loyal ministers and those closest to him, removing an emperor who had lost the trust of the people would have been well within his power. With his prestige and strategic acumen, it could have been accomplished with ease. Yet he hesitated, and history would record that hesitation not as prudence, but as tragic indecision. He was not blind to the emperor's brutality, nor indifferent to the fate of the innocent. But his thoughts lingered on titles, status, and personal safety, rather than the weight of responsibility or the urgency of the moment. He failed to grasp a timeless truth. If one does not strike the beast will strike first. Warnings had been given, advisors had spoken, but whether due to misplaced benevolence or the fears of old age, his courage faltered when it mattered most. What followed was the natural consequence, his downfall. Contrast this with another figure from the annals of history. After the death of one ruler, a powerful woman seized control. Upon her passing, a seasoned general, quietly allied with wise statesmen, stripped her family of military power and restored order by enthroning a new emperor. The difference between bold political vision and passive loyalty becomes starkly clear. Shen Qingzi was a fine general and a brilliant tactician, but he fell short of being a true statesman. His counterpart may have lacked military brilliance, but his political foresight and resolve far outshone Shen's blank. In moments of transition, it is not strength of arms, but clarity of judgment and decisive action that shape the course of history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history and insight, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the wisdom behind the ages.